my name's Nahua. Farming, why is it so important? People never respect the value of a good farmer. People just care about kills in this game. A consistent farmer is always better than kills. The difference between a Caitlyn player who has 50 CS at 10 minutes and a Caitlyn player who has 90 CS at 10 minutes, that difference, that 40 CS difference, is the difference between a bronze player and a platinum player. And I am not exaggerating that difference whatsoever. In fact, I think I might even be under-exaggerating because I know a lot of platinum players who have trouble keeping up 90 CS at 10 minutes. Let me put in perspective why farming is so important. A kill is worth 300 gold. A minion at level 1 is worth about 17.5 gold. Their value increases by 1 gold every 7.5 minutes. Now, a minion wave spawns every 30 seconds, and a cannon wave spawns every 90 seconds. So that means every single 90 seconds, you are given 355 gold worth of minions. You are basically given a free kill every 90 seconds, assuming you hit all the little bastards. A single kill is worth 18 minions, and that number goes down with time. Imagine how many free kills you've basically missed. This is why that 40 CS difference is so big. Imagine if you lost 2 kills at the start of every single game. Of course you'd lose. That's basically what you're doing when you miss that much CS every single game. Now, what does perfect CS mean? You hear this a lot. He didn't get perfect CS. He's a bad player. What does perfect CS mean? To most people, perfect CS means getting 10 CS for every minute of the game. Most people believe that at 10 minutes, the maximum amount you can get is 100 minions. And if you can get that amount of minions, you are a good player. First of all, that's not true. You can actually get more than 100 minions at 10 minutes. You can actually get 117 minions from your lane alone. And at 25 minutes, you can actually achieve 300 CS. Perfect doesn't necessarily mean getting as much farm as possible. It means not missing any farm that's available to you. So, how do I get perfect CS? Most people think that all you really need to do to get perfect CS is to practice last hitting. Just practice last hitting and you'll eventually get better. That's an important part, but it's not the only part. If it was that easy to get perfect CS, everyone would get perfect CS. There are actually 4 important skills that you need to understand and know in order to get perfect CS. It takes a long time to perfect this skill, and it is very difficult to do so, but it is absolutely necessary if you want to get better. I'm going to keep these as short and simple as possible. Number 1, how to farm under your tower. In order to get more CS, you have to look at where you miss the most CS, and a lot of people miss CS under their tower. How do you farm under your tower perfectly? Most people understand the basics. A melee minion takes 2 tower shots and 1 auto attack to last hit. A caster minion takes 1 auto attack and then 1 tower shot and then 1 more auto attack to last hit. Seems simple enough, but it's not that easy to do. Melee minions are pretty easy though. You have a lot of time to react to those 2 tower shots, and it's pretty easy to last hit the melee minions. But the problem is mainly the caster minions. Now, some champions have attack speeds that are high enough that they can auto attack a minion before the tower actually hits them, and then auto attack them again to get that last hit. But most champions don't have attack speeds that high. Most champions, you're going to need to auto-attack a caster minion before the tower actually even hits it, which means you need to hit something before the tower even hits it. So you'll have to be able to predict what minion the tower will be able to hit next. How the fuck do you do that? Pay attention to these minions. This is a great example of farming under tower. Gangplank waits for the melee minions to be hit twice by the tower, and he auto-attacks them. The second melee minion was already damaged by other minions, which means he must treat it like a caster minion now. A second auto-attack is required, so he autos and Qs it. Now, the tower starts hitting caster minions, and it starts with the bottom minions because they are closer and proceeds to move up. But then on the third shot, the tower switches to the top minion. What the fuck, tower? Why did you change directions all of a sudden? Are you drunk? What the fuck? I spent 2 solid hours in custom games trying to figure this shit out. How does the tower choose what caster minion to hit? Sometimes it would start from the top minion and go to the bottom minion. Sometimes it would start from the bottom to the top. Sometimes it would even start with the middle ones first. Where the fuck is the pattern? How are these things coded? Here is the distinguishable pattern of caster minions. The tower will target the closest one on either the top or the bottom side of the wave. But since they're in a line, it becomes random. The tower will never by itself target middle minions first. It will always go for the top minion or the bottom minion. Now, it can switch sides if one side's minions are closer, but it will always be the very top or the very bottom. Now, what makes the tower shoot in seemingly random directions? The answer is your minions. Things will start to fuck up when your minions start to target the wave. The tower will always go for minions that don't have your minions targeting them. Targeting, that's the key. It doesn't mean your minions have to actually be hitting them. It just means they have to be looking to hit them. Notice how the tower switches to the side without your minions, and then it also ignores the minion that the cannon minion is hitting. In order to be able to last hit under tower perfectly, you must be able to pay attention to your own minions as well as the enemy minions. So basically, think about it like this. Towers are good guys. They will not hit caster minions that are already under attack. They will not hit caster minions that they will one-shot. And they will not hit the middle caster minions unless all of the other minions already have the other two rules on them. Remember these things and you'll have a much easier time last hitting under your tower. Now, the second skill you need to understand in order to get perfect farm is how to push. What is pushing? People think that pushing is just shoving the wave as fast and as quickly as possible. Just use all of your abilities as quickly as you can to kill as many minions as you can in the shortest amount of time. That's not quite what pushing is. Now, full disclosure, I can't actually teach you how to push properly. Every single champion is different, every champion has different abilities, and so every champion pushes differently. But I can give you an example of what proper pushing looks like. Here's a good example of proper pushing. TF takes his time, and he sees that all his minions are targeting the melee minions, so he uses his abilities on the backline first, but he doesn't focus on them until he secures all the melee minions. Once that happens, he queues again and waits patiently for the last minion to get low enough to auto-attack it. Here's another example, but this time with abilities instead. Corki begins to auto the melee minions because he knows that one Q plus one rocket will easily clear the backline, and then he continues and finishes clearing out the rest of the melee minions. Some champions are easier to wave clear on because of their abilities, and most champions can just completely clear wave with one or two basic abilities during the late game. You can likely find out how to push on your particular champion by simply spectating a pro or a high elo player with a lot of experience on your particular champion. Pushing the wave is like doggy style. Most people just push and shove as hard and fast as they can. That you need to tempo yourself. You need to pace yourself. You have to take your time. You need to be quick, but you need to be in control. Doing it quickly is important, but doing it correctly is more important. When do you want to push? You want to push when you are looking to roam, take an objective with your team, or you're looking to go back to base. During the late game, you pretty much always want your minion wave to be pushing. Always. Number 3, how to keep up your CS throughout the mid and late game. Let's take a look at a quick game. Here are the stats from a game that you can see. You can see CS, you can see kills, deaths, and all that. And this game was about 28 minutes long. Highest CS was 244. Take a guess at what rank this game was played at. No one had perfect CS. In fact, no one even got close to perfect CS. So it could be obvious to some of you, but this was a Challenger Elo game. And not just any Challenger Elo game, this was a dynamic queue game between members of EDG and Longzhu Gaming. So what does that tell you? That tells you that CS is important, but so-called perfect CS is not that important. I wasn't cherry picking either. If you look at Challenger games, you will rarely ever see more than one person having 10 CS per minute at the end of a game. Perfect doesn't necessarily mean 10 per minute. It just means getting all of the CS that is available to you and not missing any while farming. Suppose there was a large wave going bot, but your enemy was going to go pressure Baron and your team was also moving up to pressure that as well. Is it correct to go take the bot wave? No, of course not. If you have perfect CS every single game, that probably means that you never leave your lane to help your team. Now, not leaving your lane and just pushing all game can work if your opponents are stupid. All they really have to do is group up 4v5 and beat them at all objectives because your team's gonna lose because it's a 4v5. You could have split pushed and just kept pressuring a single lane all game, maybe back in season 3 or season 4, maybe a past season basically, right? But here in season 6, it's all about the earlier team fights. Games are much shorter now, and the first few team fights matter so much more. I'll give you an even more compelling example. Even someone like Sir HC Easy, a very well-known high elo Nasus main, even he understands the importance of not just sitting top lane and farming all game. You want to know how many games in his last 10 he got perfect CS in? Fucking 0! Not a single fucking one! This is a team game, and even though solo queue, your win rate basically depends on you, you still need to help out your team. And you might argue, well, in pro games, they always have perfect CS. The AD carries pretty much always have perfect CS. Why can't I do that? It's because those pro games are not real games, okay? Pro games, they always lane swap. I mean, like, always. Like, every single game, they lane swap.
Looks like it's going to be the fast push on opposite sides of the map again.
We missed that.
Oh, yes, but it's back. Don't worry. You don't need to miss it anymore, Monty, because nearly everybody's doing it now.
And then we will see the swap back into the opposite lanes, and then the same thing happen
yeah.
on the other side of the map. And then, are you ready for it, Noah?
I'm ready. Bring it on.
Everyone's just going to group in the mid lane.
Oh, yeah.
15 minutes.
ARAM time.
Good Legends game.
The problem is that they don't fight.
No, they don't. They don't
Yeah.
fight at all. They dance back and forth and clear minion waves periodically.
Yep. It's not very exciting.
Oh boy, here we go. AD
Yeah.
carry and support swapping back over to the other side of the map while
Yeah.
the top laners
And then?
clear out the wave. And then they push and kill
Oh,
the turret.
baby.
And then everyone walks into the mid lane.
That's great.
If you were in a free 1v2 lane who knew how to control the waves and make the minions come back to you all the time, you would also probably have perfect CS. Pros basically funnel CS into their AD carries so that they can get fed more quickly. This never happens in solo queue or your CS scores, okay? Stop telling us that our CS has to be a perfect shape or size. They are natural and perfect the way they are. I'm a dirty Quinn main, okay? I am a dirty Quinn main, and Quinn is a roaming champion. I am constantly roaming, so that means I am not farming. So I have never once gotten 10 CS per minute. But I still carry a 70% win rate on that champion. You think I care if I get 10 CS per minute? I couldn't give 2 bird shits in a bucket. At the end of the day, it's not how much CS you have, it's whether or not you win. You want to know how you can get 10 CS per minute every single game? Don't trade with your opponent. Just use all of your abilities on the wave. Just keep pushing the wave, shove them to their tower, and don't care. Use all of your abilities on the minions and ignore your opponents. Now, that strategy does work in certain matchups where you are a better pusher and the enemy can't farm under their tower. But there also carries the risk that if your opponent decides to trade with you and you don't trade back, you'll die. Consistent CS is more important than kills, but not when you die 3 times in lane. Perfect CS does not mean 10 CS per minute. It simply means getting all of the ones that are available to you. And that's how you keep up with CS throughout the mid and late game, is being available for all of the CS. One thing people don't do well is cover other people's lanes. People seem to think that they can only farm their minions until 30 minutes. If someone like this Corky goes and farms your bot wave, do not walk down there and contest him for the farm. Walk to his lane and cover that lane for him. A lot of people like to group mid without taking down the outer towers first. By not taking those down, you are at a big gold disadvantage. Corky is already down bot, so there's really no reason for him to go mid. His team is doing work anyway, but even if they were losing, he would have stayed bot anyway because there are more minions available. Keeping up your farm throughout the game depends on where you decide to put yourself on the map. During the mid and late game, you should always be looking for safe CS, looking for jungle minions, looking for something to do. Chasing for kills these days are so risky because death timers are so fucking high now. Number 4. how to last hit and how to last hit under pressure. You gotta learn how to last hit. You wanna learn how to last hit better? You practice last hitting. Generally, you wanna go for trades when your minions are low and not go for trades when your opponent's minions are low. To be better at laning and to be better at last hitting under pressure, it's just a mind game. It's trying to predict what your opponent will do next and what reactions you can get out of your opponent if you do a certain thing. Now, I could keep going on about minions and strategy and stuff, but in all honesty, you just gotta go practice. Last hitting in lane and trading, it's more of a feeling and less than a strategy. Watching pros last hit, watching them trade, watching them lane, that's all very important and that definitely helps you out. But you still gotta go practice. You still gotta load up in that custom game by yourself and just practice last hitting minions. Take whatever runes and masteries you're usually taking, start whatever items you would usually start, and just do it. Don't push the wave, don't use your abilities on the wave, just last hit but never stop moving. You can use your abilities under your tower, but only under your tower. Keep doing this until 20 minutes, restart, and repeat. It's exactly as boring as you think it is. I really wish that I could come up with some special, some special strategy or analogy or something to help you skip this phase because it is painfully boring. It is suicidally boring. I actually feel immoral to suggest that you should do this extremely boring exercise. But it's so important. It really is. There is no substitute for this. If you look up farming videos or farming suggestions, this is what they suggest to you. This is why, because it works. It works, okay? There's nothing that you could give to me so that I could give you a different solution. Whether you give me 1 million subscribers or $1 billion or a blowjob from Mila Kunis, there's nothing I can do to make you skip this step. There isn't. When I was in bronze, I did this shit for 40 minutes every single day before I started playing ranked. And gradually, my CS did slowly improve. This exercise, it's basically like doing your taxes, okay? Everyone's gotta do them. It's boring as fuck. It's immoral as fuck, but it's important. It's important, and you know it's important. If you take the time to do this every day, you will slowly improve.